And we're on. Everything is working.
Is it? Please let us know
I
in the
hope
chat
so.
if it is working. We have been having some issues.
It's YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the blame for this one today. Usually I will. This one is YouTube being stupid.
Hey,
But
Thomas.
yeah,
Hey, Noah. What's up?
It's working now, so everything is good. Yay. All right. How are you guys? I'm tired as shit.
Just up late? Was it like work?
Yeah, I've been working overnights at my Monday through Friday job for the past like month and a half. So yesterday was my last day, just like wrapping everything out, doing everything last minute. I had to go drop some stuff off at the office at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just like kind of out there right now.
That's okay. You drink your Red Bull. I'm having a great day. It is Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have great plans or something to do. I'm going to go actually see some decorated houses up in the valley after this stream. So I'm super excited to have some spooky activity this year, even though it's just walking around neighborhoods. What about you, Corey? What's been going on?
It's something.
It's something.
Let's see. What am I doing today? After this, I am doing the Star Trek Discovery show. There was a new episode this past Thursday, and this was the third episode of the third season. So Heirloom, you guys should know who he is. Will be popping over here and joining me for that. Eric Berry was not available this week, and then I'm building a dresser.
A dresser.
Yeah.
I was like,
wait, what? What about you, Corey? What's going on? You got Halloween plans today?
I did all my Halloween stuff last week, so I'm just chilling.
What'd you do?
We went to a gathering. I wore my helmet, and I have a Red Ranger hoodie, so I was like a low key Red Ranger. And
dude, you should have worn it for the show.
I mean, you can't really tell. It's because I don't know. I'm just like shoulder up, you know. You can't really see it.
But, zoom out.
I gotta sit way back here.
Yeah, then we can kind of see it. I do have a costume for you guys coming up for the last show that we are going to be talking about that I literally can throw together in 3 seconds. But yeah, we are talking about 3 Halloween episodes. Questionable, you guys will find out. We are going to be going through the different eras. We have one from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is the Trick or Treat. Ooh, Corey looking good, like that Red Ranger look. And then we have Power Rangers RPM. We're going to be talking about ghosts. And the last one we'll be talking about is Super Samurai Trickster Treat, which is actually my favorite. So let's save that for last. Because we already talked about the MMPR on a Retro Ranger episode previously. So I don't think we need to dive too deep into it. It is my pick for the week of Halloween episodes. I absolutely love that one. I love the pumpkin wrapper. I love
it was fun. I remember. I did remember this episode watching it. It's been so long since I've actually seen MMPR. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna know what's going on. But as soon as the bit with the game show started, I was like, oh, I know which episode this is.
Yeah, and Kimberly loses a car because Zordon's like, something's a brewing, not quite right now, but I'm gonna make sure that Kimberly does not get that car.
Well, actually, it was Rita's fault because she don't know how to sit still for half a second.
But I mean, like, Zordon could have called the other Rangers. Like, it's not like he called Tommy, you know? Like, they're just investigating at this point. The monsters weren't fully fledged. They were like, can you just go check it out? I don't really think they needed Kimberly in the beginning, to be honest.
Here's my question for that, though, because So this is the first time that I'm talking about this episode with you guys.
Yeah.
And the first time I'm talking about it here, since I wasn't doing MMPR with you. Why didn't Zordon just have them go and stomp the pumpkins before they were ripe?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering the same thing. I am actually not sure. Maybe they were jiggling too vigorously to be squashed. Like, the jiggly pumpkins are like probably my favorite thing.
You can't ask those kind of questions in Power Rangers. You really can't. We had this discussion already.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Just like watching it, I was just like, okay, there's like 3 different ways they could have gotten out of this from the beginning. Tommy was walking through, and then he was like, nah, Tommy, go ahead, go to your karate competition. Don't worry about this.
Well, he's losing his powers.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Like he's not fully powered, so he's kind of like the clutch ranger that only comes in when things are going bad, and they don't have a lot of Sentai footage of him with the other rangers, so they got to make excuses for him not to be there. Is the behind the scenes rationale behind all of it?
Right.
But
it was just it was just funny because I'm watching it, I'm like, oh wait, they could have got rid of it there. There was another chance, and then right at the end of the show, they went before Kimberly got to go for the cards. Dee was like, all right, you guys got to come now. It's like, well, give her like 5 minutes. Like all she needed was like 5 minutes.
I know, and she was so close to winning. That game show makes zero sense. I like how they come up with the questions for the host to answer, and that's how they get pumpkin points. The show is ridiculous.
How easy of a game show is that too?
Yeah, that's why Kimberly was going to win. And I don't understand why Bulk and Skull had to cheat. I wish there was just a little bit more for the game show element of it, so it's not super corny.
I guess that just goes to how dumb they are, because they
have to choose like
the
that.
host the question.
Yeah. That's what I took from it. I was like,
what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, Skull is such an idiot that he needs Bulk to give him questions that the host can't answer. Like that was fine. I had no problem with that at all. Like that was.
There's something nitpicky that I just thought that the footage from this is from this was Japanese footage made especially for Power Rangers, so none of this was in Jew Ranger. So now that I'm thinking about it, why would they make the Green Ranger so weak when they could, like, oh, Tommy, your powers are limited? I'm like, you just had a whole nother country make footage for your show to add them back in, and you're like using them less.
Maybe it was one of the few times that they wanted to try and keep some semblance of a storyline going throughout the thing. Just to remind everyone, Tommy is losing his powers. Okay, now let's move on.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, he helped.
Maybe
like,
they know he was
the
going to
vines,
become White Ranger. I don't know.
He cut the vines, he freed them up. And then he went to, like, power punch them as they were going to assemble the weapons, except for they kind of waited for Tommy to finish till they assembled their weapons together. They're like, all right, get ready. I'm going to start punching him. All right, I'm done punching him. And then they're like, okay, let's get this. Let's get our guns together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
it was fun, though.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. It wasn't, I mean, obviously it's Power Rangers, so it wasn't like scary. It was more like just like those like horror comedies where like nothing is scary. It's just using that like Halloweeny horror vibe as the setting, but
like a
not actually
movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But I liked it. I like that they wore costumes. They were very they looked like a little page boy outfit, like those old school Renaissance.
Jezer says that he can't wait to get the pumpkin wrapper figure. Are they? Is that a thing that's actually coming out?
Yeah, it's the Legacy Pumpkin Wrapper. They're doing a monster series, and then they can have the pumpkins do this with the Rangers. You can take their heads off and put pumpkins on them like that.
Oh, that's really dope.
And the putties. That way you can have
the putties.
Putties, yeah.
Sideshow should get into like the Power Ranger toys game. So like I feel like, or like QMX, I feel like they would release some like really, really nice figures.
Yeah, like
they'd be expensive, but
Hasbro is like halfway there. They're like, I mean, these are neat, but then the scopes look kind of funky.
Yeah,
I was like, y'all trying. I appreciate it.
I don't know. I think the pumpkin wrapper is fun. I was actually kind of surprised by how much time, going back and rewatching it, how much time they spent on the game show aspect, and the monster aspect didn't come in until like the last 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And in my head, that pumpkin was rapping for the entire episode. He didn't actually rap that much. I was a little disappointed going back. Like my memory made him like so much better than what he actually was on this rewatch. I was like, man, I wish he was like
hot fire.
I know. We need some more couplets for pumpkin wrapper.
I'd also hoped that they would have given a little bit more time to Zach, since he has like the whole hip hop keto thing. Like I was kind of hoping that would have played into it a little bit more too. Like
oh man, like
He would
dance rap battle.
yeah, exactly. That would have been fun.
And he really sings, so that could have been really fun too. And then maybe we could have had like Jason spinning some beats. Or maybe Billy could be like spinning.
Well,
some...
they did rap to wake him up, right?
Yeah. A really bad rap.
But you know what would have been better is if they just like stomped the shit out of that pumpkin,
right.
like Josh was saying. If they just went up instead of like spinning raps to like wake him up, they should have just like stomped the shit out of him. Episode ended there, and then Kimberly could have went back and won her car.
They just got
and then Billy could have made it into a flying car, and that would have been dope as hell.
Oh man, that would have been good.
Billy made the flying VW.
They did miss an opportunity there. They could have gotten won the car and then used the car and made it into a new Zord.
Or it could have came back into play later during Turbo, and it could like, whoa, look, this is actually Storm Chaser.
hanging out to this car for like 4 years. Oh, this is Kimberly's old beat up car.
Yo, you know they reuse all them props all day, every day.
Oh
and
yeah,
their budget is tight.
We didn't get to the Humpy yet.
But yeah, I love this episode. I don't know if you guys in the chat like this. Are we gonna rate our Halloween episodes? Or is that like
using monsters?
I guess
can.
How many monsters? How spooky?
No, I mean, I guess by which monster is the most dangerous is the rating.
Well, I'm gonna. Well, if we're saying which monsters are the most dangerous, then I'm gonna have to give this one a 1. Based on fun, though, I would give this one a 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I would give it like a 3. I just like the music in it. It has some of my favorite Power Ranger songs in it, basically.
I know. They did amp that up. I love the Pumpkin Rapper. I give him a 5. I'm still waiting for that Fool's album to drop. We heard the EP, on this episode, but we're waiting for the LP from the Pumpkin Rapper.
Oh man, that would be great too. So all right, so here's what I need then. I need Sideshow to make some Power Ranger figures, and I need Mondo to release one of their vinyl albums with Power Rangers music on it.
I think there's one already on there.
Is there?
I don't think it's through Mondo though. It's from somebody else.
I'll have to look. Mondo has some really, really cool stuff. You guys talk for a second. I'm gonna grab something to show you.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess we gave it a rating. I really love this episode. I thought it was super fun. Josh is actually surprisingly high. Corey, you were most critical of our Pumpkin Rapper.
I mean, not really.
It's okay. You could be critical, because you guys just wait until we discuss the next episode, because, like, man, I'm going to tear into Corey real quick for suggesting this one. It's going to be a dope conversation, but I'm letting you know, like, in the chat earlier, I was watching these episodes, and, like, I hit Corey up. I was like, yo, what? Why are we talking about this episode? Like, it's super cool, and it makes me want to watch RPM, because it looks like Mad Max.
Yeah.
But, man... on the level of Halloween, it is like negative 100, man.
I was waiting for like something scary to happen. And I'm like, what's going on here?
Or like the ghosts to come out. I was like, oh no, you mean like? We'll get into it.
The whole ghost thing is the whole joke of the episode.
All right, so.
Oh man.
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna turn my background off here so you guys can see my incredibly messy room. And
like that,
what I've actually got here. Let's see. Okay, so this is one of the Mondo albums. So it's Batman the Animated Series, which has absolutely nothing to do with Power Rangers, but this is the kind of art stuff that they do on like with their albums. So the album itself, the cover is their art, and then the album. They do really cool stuff with, like this.
Wait, hold on.
That's pretty cool. If they can make that into like a Power Ranger helmet.
Exactly, right? I would buy that in a minute.
Okay, so I'm like curious. So does that mean the music is technically like an EP because like the needle will only be able to go in that center area, right? It's not like going in the wings of Batman.
Yeah.
So I feel like Power Rangers might actually be a better styled LP.
Yeah, there's only 2 tracks on each side. It's the main titles, the end credits, and then the alternate end credits that they
The Mighty Morphin vinyl record is by I Am 8-Bit.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, but even just an album of all of like the different Power Ranger intros, I feel like that would be pretty cool if they ever have like a anniversary style thing of Power Rangers. I feel like that would be super neat.
Oh yeah.
But but I do want to get into our second episode, which is if you have watched Power Rangers RPM, the episode we're going to be talking about is Ghosts. And knowing that this was a Halloween themed show, in my head, I was waiting for Ghosts. So I'm gonna put Corey on the spot right quick and ask, what is this a troll episode that you picked? My expectations were like way up here. And by the end
basically the episode is called Ghosts, and ghosts are involved with Halloween.
You know, you're not wrong. Like you're not wrong, my friend.
So the only reason that you picked this episode was because of the title.
Yes.
Yo, with that said, I am super looking forward to RPM. Like, I love the Mad Max theming. They have like the interceptor, it looks like in the beginning. Like, that looks super cool. I thought it was super kind of meta, like referencing like, oh, Zords, you know, these things that are just flying around and give us powers. Like, it seems way more snarky. Like, Dr. K seems super dope. Like, this has nothing to do with Halloween, but I want to see this series.
Also,
the whole part with Ziggy's like clowning the Zords, like there was no Zord fight in here, but all of the Zords have these big old googly anime eyes, and they just like, what the hell is wrong with this Zord? Why did they look like this? And it's like super meta all the time.
This episode also, I'm gonna guess this is just RPM in general. Just the tone of the show felt so much different than the goofy atmosphere that we have in a lot of the others. Like there were still a couple of goofy moments, but not to the extent that we've had before. Also, this episode was in high definition, so it filled the screen. It looked.
Josh is pleased.
It looked good. Well, because I mean, we've been on these like SD square low res shows for a while now, and like it's a little. It's not disappointing because the shows are what they are. And, I still go back and I watch like old shows from the 80s and sometimes from the 70s and 90s. But usually those have
they're restored.
They have better transfers. Where like this feels like it was shot on VHS and
they left it.
And they just like ran the tape a couple times too many. Like that's what the SD transfers for Power Rangers feel like to me. So it was kind of exciting to see something that looked like clean. I go back and I watch like the old episodes of like Star Trek, the original series, Star Trek: The Next Generation. All those have gotten high res scans and transfers, so they just look good.
But yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed with this episode. Other than like, yo, I can't wait for Silver and Gold. That gold Power Ranger costume, man. Like every single time I see gold, that's always my favorite. But like the X over like the mask and like the fin thing, like that looks super cool.
Yeah, that stuff was really cool. I'm also looking forward to this one because it has Rose McIver in it. I like her from iZombie. Eka Darville, who is in Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed him in that, so I'm looking forward to seeing them in something a little bit different.
Yeah, this.
I do want to mention though, in the chat, let us know what you think about this episode. In the chat, let us know on a scale from like
1 to Corey's an
0 to. Yeah, on how Halloween is this episode? Let us know. Vindicate my opinions on how Halloween is this episode. and I know there's some trolls out there that are gonna be like,
those are the same throughout this whole
JD is in
episode.
the chat, and he at least says that Dr. K is the best, so he's a big fan of Dr. K.
dude, she's super sassy. I like that she's super intelligent.
Yeah.
I like that she's super fun. And in this one episode, I feel like I am more hyped for RPM than like any other series that's going to be coming up at this moment.
We've got like 7 or 8 seasons to go before we actually get there.
Oh, we're a long way away from RPM.
I'm super sad. I'm super sad because that series looks super good. Based off of this one single episode, I have never been more excited to watch a Power Rangers season.
Joe had me watch the first episode maybe 2 or 3 months ago, right after I had moved into this apartment, and I'm like watching it, I'm like, why is more Power Rangers not like this? Like that first episode was just so good. So I'm excited. Not that I'm not enjoying Lost Galaxy, but that was just it was just a completely different tone for the show.
Yeah. RPM is like the black sheep of Power Rangers. It's the only cool series that that just feels like it's for everyone, and you don't feel like ashamed like you're watching a kid's show or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, I never feel ashamed watching that kind of stuff. So.
I mean,
know.
but you get what I'm. You can feel the age targeted, the age range in the show when you watch Power Rangers.
Needs a refresher on the episode. So Corey, can you give him like a brief synopsis?
Ghost Dylan was given like false memories by Vengex, so they go out to this sector of town that's outside the dome, and on their way up over there, they've been saved a few times by the Silver and Gold Ranger. They kind of dip in and dip out, and they don't know who they are. And the monster of this episode was Demolish. I forget his name. It has something to demolish or demolition, Tron, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And but yeah, this is when they reveal who the Gold and Silver Rangers are.
Yeah, I was like, man, is this like a spoiler episode for this series too? Of like, were they building up Gold and Silver for a while, and then you picked like a non-Halloween episode? Like, this is Corey's recommendation, y'all. I'm gonna put him on blast.
We're not gonna let Corey pick anything.
I'm gonna say it like I see it. So, but I'm not gonna lie. Like the last one that we're gonna talk about is my favorite, and I actually genuinely, this is probably.
It's the best.
Such a good movie.
Halloween Power Ranger episode.
It
really is. I mean, do we just want to jump into it? Like, let's just jump into the last one.
Well, right before we actually get into the plot of the episode, just watching it, I don't think I actually know any of the characters that were on that are in this season. Like I've over the nice.
Oh.
Over the past
I got my little bear super samurai costume ready for the next one.
6 years of doing this kind of stuff, I've met a lot of the various Power Ranger actors, and I recognize most of them when I see them now. But I didn't recognize anyone from this Super Samurai season.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I'm gonna take it off. I feel like
I want to start.
It's just I happen to have it. I've never watched anything like Samurai or Super Samurai. I just had this mask. I almost feel like Jezzer, did you give this to me at Power Morphicon? I feel like they were giving out masks at the last Power Morphicon. I was like, oh man, I really wanted one, and I forgot who, but someone came up and was like, oh, here you go, and I was like, damn it, I don't know what series this is. I just know, I thought
Red Ranger.
It's super cool. I actually, kind of not going into the episode, but in general, like I was super curious because like I love the kanjis on all the masks. I love that they're all elements.
Wait, can you hold the inside of that up again? Like, not I've seen the outside, but flip it around. The inside of it actually kind of looks like an Ultraman helmet.
It does. It like the eyes.
And the thing that comes up the center of it.
Yeah.
I like Ultra
It really
7.
does.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah.
But a little bit about this
fun.
episode. It was based on the Samurai Shinkendra movie. And when Power Rangers, when they adapt Super Sentai, they hardly ever use Super Sentai always has a summer movie. and they don't always adapt a movie. So this was just drawn. I don't know if you can tell, but this looked like it was just used. They just used the entire movie
Right.
from the Sentai, and then whatever footage they have from fight scenes that they just never used. It's like they spent no money making this movie, and it still turned out somewhat decent. It's like they just did ADR for it.
Oh, wait. JD.
Interesting.
Steven Skyler was in this season. I didn't even if one of them was him, I didn't even recognize him. That's so.
I think he's the Gold Ranger.
All right, I gotta look that up now because I did not recognize.
Okay, because
him at
also
all.
Gold Ranger, I did not like Gold Ranger outfit in this because he just looks like Blue Ranger with more embellishments. Like his helmet, yeah, is gold, but his suit is blue. I was like, why the heck are there two Blue Rangers in this series? But yeah, I was super confused. I don't know. This one was super dope though. Like I like that they came in and they're like, don't appropriate other cultures and wear them as costumes. That's still relevant today. Like the monster was like, dude, not cool. You know, like it's not cool to dress up as a Native American. It's not to wear the headdress. It's not cool to dress up as geishas. It's not cool,
Or an Egyptian,
for the
like Zach did.
yeah, or random people that still wear blackface. I'm just like, you don't appropriate cultures as costumes, and I like that there was a line in there about it. I thought that's super well relevant and super funny that it's coming from, as Jezer would say, a monster, but as us PC people would call aliens.
You're alien. We're just not from here. We're not monsters. They just don't look like us.
Right. But I like that. I like that it opened like that. I thought it was super cool. I was really confused. Okay, in the beginning, I was rolling on the ground laughing because, like, when the Power Rangers were dressed as like their animals, like the lion and the bear and whatever, like the guy was a calamari, and I thought that was really funny. But they actually have animal inspirations for their costumes or something. Like they're technically like one's a monkey, one's a turtle, one's a squid. Sorry, not a calamari. That's what you eat.
Well, so
but,
that thing that the one guy did with the tentacles is that an ability that he actually has throughout the entire series, or was that just something that was just happened here?
No, that's just some cartoon shit because they were like trapped in a dream world.
Right. Okay. Because I was a little confused about that.
But their Zords are actual animals, though, right?
Yeah, the Zords are. Yeah, the animals they were dressed as are based on their Zords.
Okay.
Yes, so it like made more sense that he would be a calamari. But in the beginning, I was like, lion, monkey, bear, turtle, and I was like, dragon's getting kind of fanciful, and I don't know why that's a blue one. The dragon's like the mythical creature, so I thought that would be red. And I was like, calamari! Oh my god! Like the way it was over the helmet was so, like, I don't know. Not even completely sober. That shit was the funniest thing in this entire movie to me. And then I found out it's because his Zord monster is a calamari. Yeah, it kind of took away the joy a little bit.
It wasn't random enough for you?
Yeah, I just thought it was like a random thing where they're like, I just assumed that the prop department was like, what do we have to work with? We already picked all the good animals. Let's make him into a squid. Like out of all the sea creatures, like I'm kind of, I don't know. I was confused for everything. Like I thought the animals would tie into the symbols on their masks because it's like pink. Hers is like angel, but I guess they attribute it to like sky or wind.
Because she's a turtle, and her element
why isn't she
is
a
like
bird?
sky, but she's a turtle. So none of it really makes sense, really.
Yeah, and red, like his symbol is fire. So I was like, why are you not at least a dragon by Western terms? Like Eastern terms, dragons spit water, but I guess maybe that's why it's blue. Was blue the water guy? One guy's a tree. Green is like
he's
tree.
like forest. So his is
so he should have been like the monkey. You know,
yeah.
I was like super confused.
Bear works because bears climb trees.
But I guess bear would be more earth to me because they live in the caves. Like they're more symbolized like earth if you're gonna get one.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, calamari, 100% hands down. In the first like 5 minutes, this is already my favorite Power Rangers episode.
His element is like electricity, so it's like,
Yeah, why is he not like an eel or something?
I don't know.
If you're gonna pick a sea creature.
JD says that the Gold Ranger's morpher in the Sentai series is it's a sushi morpher.
Yeah, it looks
What?
like it's like a cell phone. It kind of looks like rice, and then his disc folds up, and it kind of acts like the fish
So
that you put on.
Oh
it's
man.
not a roll. It's
Not a sushi roll, but like
Like a nigiri.
yeah.
Yeah, like not that, but like just the rice with the fish or whatever on top.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about the Super Samurai series too.
yeah. Go. He's a sushi chef in Japan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like that's kind of sad though. Like, I wonder if he's ever like, oh man, I'm the squid. Maybe I shouldn't carve this up because that's where I harness my powers. Like, I wonder if he ever feels guilty,
Yeah.
you know, like, because like, oh, I'm a bear. I'm never gonna hunt a bear, you know, like that's like my spirit animal or whatever it would be considered in Power Rangers, where they get their powers from. But yeah, I just thought that was weird, and I was like, man, pink. The pink symbol is for angel. Like that means you're in the sky. Why are you a turtle?
And her turtle flies.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
Yeah, it like went a descent from there. I was super confused, but I loved it.
So what did you guys think about the storyline itself? I really dug the Inception type aspect of it, where it was like a dream within a dream within a dream, and they didn't know what was real or what was fake until the end.
I thought that was fun. Like the rock stars too, they're like, I don't normally dance like this as they're doing like choreographed dances. I was like, dude,
I was really confused there because
man.
I was trying to figure out, like, until Corey told us earlier that this was basically all Sentai footage. I was trying to figure out whether they had recorded that as American footage. So I'm like looking at the mouth of the person that was singing, trying to see if it's synced up with the words that we're saying. I was like, but she was like really her face was really obscured most of the time, so it was really hard for me to kind of figure it out.
That was the Pink Ranger in Japan. Okay. They just blurred her face. I find it funny that they shot crowd scenes so the crowd looks American, but they just blurred out the actress' face.
But they didn't even really blur out her face. They were they were using like a lot of shots that had like fog in front of her.
Oh no, that was put in.
Oh really?
Because
it looked like it was just like fog from the stage. They actually did a really good job with that then.
Yeah, they doctored over the footage. Yeah. Because you can clearly see her in the Japanese.
Yeah, I don't watch the actual Sentai stuff, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't seen it in a while. I just remember.
That's actually really impressive that they're able to meld that for such a cohesive movie. Like I was actually what? Man, I gotta get me an actual. I'm like balancing this like phone holder on a bunch of boxes, but it's not filled with stuff, so it's starting to cave in a little bit. So any like slight movement, it knocks it off. But yeah, I don't know. What was I saying? That this shit is like freaking cool. The Power Rangers, they have like weapons when they're not morphed, and then you kind of get like that Inception. Yeah. Kind of like,
it is a dream. This was
a dream. It is a dream.
Disney era, right?
No, this is when Saban got it back.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is after Disney. So this is the first series Saban did when they got it back.
Interesting.
Dude, I think is really good. Like the ninja costumes or the samurai costumes that they wear underneath, so much better than the ninja costumes that they had back in Mighty Morphin. Like it looks so much better. Oh, not Mighty Morphin. What's the one with like
Ninja Storm?
No, like the colored ones where they look like Crayola. And Tommy was the White Ranger, and he just looked like a KKK guy. Yeah, like the ninja costumes underneath their suits actually look like ninjas, even though I think they're supposed to be samurais. But
yeah,
I was like, man,
they had those maxes because the toys came out before they cast the actors, so that's why they hid their face, so they put that in the show so they can, because they had toys that look like that. They had like an automorphing figure.
Interesting.
Oh. See, I love that kind of background stuff. I don't know. And just the jokes, too, where it's just like the villain was like, man, that is the longest costume change when they're all morphed.
Yeah.
I was like,
called them out.
Yeah, is it actually that long? Like the meta jokes in this movie were like A+ to me.
Yeah, this was a very, very, very solid episode. Definitely my favorite out of the three that we watched.
And the monster too, like when the monster like make my monster grow and he's not that much, and then you're like, oh, okay, and then they have the Megazord, and then you see them compared and the Megazord is still super tiny compared to the monster, and I'm like, what is going on? Like I actually had some anxiety for them, and then they like morphed into a bigger Megazord. I was like, why didn't you do that from the beginning? Are you really just trying to fill time in this movie with every transformation ever recorded for this show?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
I was okay with it though. I was 100% okay with it.
I think the best holiday episodes are the ones that aren't so heavily watched over with the theme of the holiday. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's the Ninja Steel one where they help out Santa Claus deliver presents. I'm just like, no, no.
See, that's the kind of stuff
okay
that
with
I
those.
like, because like I really enjoyed the Doctor Who episode with Nick Frost from a couple of years ago, where it was all like a dream, but Nick Frost was Santa Claus in the dream. I don't know if you remember that one, Elle.
Wait, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I was reading chat.
The Doctor Who episode with Nick Frost as Santa Claus. It was one of the Peter Capaldi episodes, I think.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm a sucker for like campy, especially when it comes to Christmas and Halloween. Like I don't mind them being ridiculous. I think they should be. This one kind of plays on Halloween, but you kind of forget that once they get into the actual episode. Like it didn't feel Halloweeny. Like I like the monster with his like Pan's Labyrinth eyes and I thought it was really well done. I actually forgot that I was watching a Halloween episode, which is kind of impressive in my opinion.
Let's see.
So with a little more time, they can do great things.
JD says that the newer holiday episodes are usually flashbacks. Are they like flashbacks of like real flashback episodes where they take clips from previous episodes, or are they like the fake flashback episodes where it's just like the Rick and Morty type thing where it's like all like new content but they make it look like a flashback?
Yeah, that was the first samurai. The first samurai Halloween special was a bunch of monsters that were defeated by the samurai rangers, and then it was like, oh, I remember when I got slaughtered by the rangers, and then they'll just tell their story.
Yeah, like it's more of a clip show. It's like the clip show Simpsons kind of episodes from back in the day versus like an actual holiday episode. Yeah, those are not as fun.
No,
clip shows are not my thing.
Yeah, usually they do those because like they only have a budget for so much stuff, and they're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull you guys for like 20 minutes today just to sit around and say, you remember that time that we did this thing, and then it'll just like pop in and out.
Oh man, but this was so good. This was like one of my favorite. If you guys in the chat have seen this movie, let us know what you think about it. Like I thought it was phenomenal. I thought this was super great. I thought it was super funny. But man, I really wish the calamari thing just came out of left field.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
But now I do want a calamari hat. Like I've seen them around, and I'm like, man, I don't know why. They're just super funny.
Is one of these zoos has squid hats? I almost got one.
Right, because like not quite the Splatoon ones.
Hats come down.
Yeah, because I've seen like Splatoon hats where they kind of look like squids, but I've also seen like just generic squid-looking hats that are pretty fun. But man, I don't know. I thought that was super good. I love the monster. I love that the Zord had to double in size.
Yeah.
Took some Viagra to like face the monster.
I really enjoyed seeing the monster hold the Zord upside down by its foot. That was just really fun. Yeah, this was just a really fun episode or movie or whatever you want to call it.
I also just assumed this was Disney too, because they do that painting the brush strokes, and it reminded me of like how they try to do like the Disney TV channel, and like I always wonder how many times those actors had to do it to like make it fit the mouse logo that would show up on TV.
Did you see it was an outtake and they redid the squiggly line, so they're making a Disney mouse.
Yeah, but it looked like super jacked up.
Yeah.
I feel like That's why I wonder the Rangers in these like series, if they have to do that to like cast their spells. I wonder if it's like Harry Potter, where it has to be exact.
I wonder about that like all the time, like for shows like this, for like Harry Potter, for The Magicians, which I used to watch. Like, you know, they have like all these like hand movements and gestures and everything that they have to do, and it has to be like really precise because it has to match what everyone else is doing. I'm like, I would never be able to get that down. I would fail.
But yeah, I mean, I thought these were super great. I thought 2 of these were super great Halloween episodes, and I thought one was a good episode, but has nothing to do with Halloween. But overall, I don't know. Like I loved In Space, and I'm loving, you know, Lost Galaxy, but these have made me the most interested in Power Rangers in a long time. I can't wait for RPM, like 8 years from now.
Same here. So should we do this again for Christmas? Like, are there like Christmas episodes that we could compile together?
Oh man, don't make me do the Christmas episode.
Well, I'm not letting you pick anything anymore.
That goes in the story for Mighty Morphin.
There's no. I can't sneak in a Christmas episode like I did with RPM. Really, honestly.
I mean, you barely snuck in that RPM episode.
I know. I mean, I was down for it because I thought it was funny. I was like, man, this is the greatest troll. Like, it's a ghost. And it wasn't even like, you know, crazy ghost or whatever. Was it Patchy Swayze that was in Ghost?
The term ghost as a running gag, which is the title. Right. Yeah.
So I hope there's an episode called The Ghost of Christmas Past in Power Rangers, and it has absolutely nothing to do with ghosts or Christmas. And I feel like that is the episode that Corey needs to throw in there.
No, I think there is a Scrooge type of episode in Power Rangers, I think.
Really? That could be fun. We'll have to look that up. But I think that's gonna do it for us for this week. Do you guys have anything else Halloween related, Power Rangers Halloween related, that you want to talk about before we go away?
No. Or my Super Samurai one more time.
We did have there was this thing that Elle showed me. Kylie Jenner and her friends dressed up as like slutty Power Rangers or something. I don't get it.
Put it up.
I've got it up on the screen here. I don't have the video. I've just got a still of
we should just all forget that happened.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for young women, having a slutty Halloween costume is kind of like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
There's at a certain age where I feel like the majority, not all women, but kind of go through that, try to make things a little more scandalous, especially since pop culture forces it upon you, more or less. Like, that is how you're supposed to dress for Halloween.
That was honestly was one of the things I liked about Mean Girls. Was that when Lindsay Lohan showed up to the Halloween party,
like,
she was actually
bride,
like dressed, and she was like, "Wait, what? What's happening?"
I'm a mouse, duh. Like, I don't know. I think it's super funny. Like, it's super great. Like, and I like that they are Power Rangers, because I feel like those girls are incredibly young. So the fact that they even know what Power Rangers are, like, blows my mind. And for those of you in the community, are you like appalled by this kind of like Power Rangers costume? Especially the ones, if you ever cosplay, like, it is a little bit of an insult to say like that's your costume, versus, I don't know, it is one of those things. Or going to conventions and seeing like people that are actual prop makers. The Party City costumes sometimes just don't cut it for me anymore. Like, I get that they're easy and it's super good if you're going to a Halloween party, but
well, for me, like the Party City or like Spirit Halloween store Halloween costumes or whatever, like, those are like, if I was going to a convention and I wanted to dress up as something, I would probably just go pick up one of those, because I do not have the skills to do something like that myself, and I don't know that I would want to pay someone like $500 or $600 or $700 to make something specifically for me. So getting like the Party City Big Lebowski costume or something, you know, Yeah, it just.
But I feel like you could pay a little
Just
bit
for
more.
fun.
Like Corey's, like the Red Ranger like hoodie, like that's something you could wear every day.
Yeah.
It does double as a costume when you're like in a pinch. Like I have a Zelda one, or I'm sorry,
Yeah. Well,
from
I've
Zelda,
got
a Link jacket like that.
The Avengers jacket that I picked up from Merchwood. I spent I want to say that was like $120, and it's like a real jacket that I wear like in the fall and when we actually have like winter temperatures here. But it also it kind of looks it looks like something out of the movie too, so it kind of works.
Oh, to JD, I had a bunch of like slutty Halloween costumes. I think the worst one was when I tried to dress up as Cupid, though. That one was scandalous. There are no pictures.
There was I was going I was going through pictures that I had on my phone a while back, and I found this is from 2007.
Did you put that picture up? I'm like waiting
Yeah.
to see the Power Ranger picture.
Oh shit, no, sorry. I brought it up but never pushed it over. So there, it should be pushing over in a couple of seconds on the YouTube. I clicked it but didn't.
All right,
do the
so you guys
transition
know
thing.
what we're talking about. I want you guys to know what we're talking about because I
Yeah.
googled Power Rangers Halloween looking for Halloween episodes, and this like completely caught me off guard. I did not know who these girls were, but I was like, man, they look way too young to know Mighty Morphin
Yeah, they're
era
like
at least.
early or mid 20s, I think.
They have to be at least 23. I don't think any of them are at least 25
I
yet.
have no idea how old Kylie Jenner is.
As
don't
long
really
as they're
care
over
how
18,
old she is.
I feel like that's okay. Okay, so you guys can see that now. But Black Ranger looks pretty good. Red Ranger has a little crop top. Yellow Ranger has like the little peekaboo keyhole over her boobs, and they're all slightly different, and I feel like they did put extra effort to make each of their Ranger suits suitable for their personality, and they all dyed their hair. I feel like that was a lot of effort for a Halloween costume, and I approve of it. I think they all look good.
Yeah, those are
But I don't know.
made up. I can see that they use the new lightning morpher on their belts. And then they all had legacy morphers, the old Bandai ones.
But man, like they got the white like knee-high boots and they put like the triangles or the diamonds on it and everything. Like I feel like that's a lot more effort than going to Party City and getting the hoochie.
Yeah, I feel like they paid someone for all of that though.
Oh yeah, they paid somebody for that. They're rich people. They paid someone, hey, make us some Power Ranger costumes, and they did it.
Like,
they
just like called their
maid
or something. I was like, here, I need you to do this. Like they came out from their Cinderella evil stepsister rooms. They were like, here, Cinderella, make these.
I don't know. When I see like, I don't want to say you can't be a fan of anything, but it's almost like, as we was talking about before, like when I see casuals dress up as Power Rangers, that's almost like, for me, it's like wearing a culture as a costume. That's how it feels to me. I'm just like, you're insulting me right now.
Appropriation.
See, I don't know. It doesn't bother me because I'm not like a big enough fan of like really anything in general for me to be offended by that kind of stuff. For me, it's just kind of.
They look pretty hot. Like I don't know, everyone in that picture to me it looks super beautiful. Maybe I don't know, like maybe a little too much Photoshop to make it like realistic, but I feel like it's effort. I love it. If I saw that, like I'm not asking to take pictures with them. Like their costumes are not that quality that we're used to in the convention circuits and everything. But like I appreciate that. Like if someone went to a convention dressed like that, I was like, yo, that's cool. Am I gonna stop and ask for a group photo? Probably not. But like that's dope. I feel like people that like to dress up and want to do cosplays and love like nerd culture should do it. Can I ask you guys like why are they who's the famous one?
Kylie Jenner. I don't know who any of the others are.
The red. She's the red one.
Wait, what color is Kylie Jenner?
Red.
Okay, so she's a leader. That makes sense. And so she's the most famous one. She's in red, and then she has like her like bestie friends.
But I mean, the only reason she's famous is because she's related to Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Well, she's like super rich though. She's like famous in her own right. Like,
oh yeah,
she might have ridden the coattails, but that girl makes bank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, JD agrees. He's like, he's not mad at this. Eyes on Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's like
No,
I
they're
said,
not.
it's
JD,
not a
you're
big deal.
liar.
It's just one of those things that make me roll my eyes. Like, you know, I see
Yeah,
it and I'm
there
like,
you go.
okay.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just like,
I mean, but
I mean, I get you.
it would be the same
Yeah.
thing if they were dressed up like slutty Iron Man or something. I'd just feel like, okay.
Yo, not to like go too far off, but I do feel you on that because I know people that have like their Patreon and their like OnlyFans or whatever, and they're like, I'm going to sell these pictures and I'm going to be sexy Link. And I'm like, no, you're wearing like a green bra and green undies
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you got
yeah,
some elf
exactly.
ears on. That don't make you Zelda. Like, where is your Master Sword? Where is your Triforce shield? Like, where is all this stuff? So I get it. Like, being part of the nerd culture, it is so easy to kind of like make these judgments. But like, because I think them too. Like, I definitely think like that. But at the same time, I'm like, man, any kind of embracing like nerd culture, as long as it's not
I
to
think,
like make
like,
money and scam other
yeah,
people, I
you
think
know,
it's
like
okay.
I'm not gonna shit on anyone for doing what they can do to make money. If I looked like some of them and I was able to do that, I'd probably do it too. But no
Yeah,
one,
you
no
would.
one, no one wants to see this. But I think what makes me sad though is when like I've seen ones that I know are like really big nerds and like they know their shit, and then they just all of a sudden start devolving from doing like the really good cosplay type stuff to doing that OnlyFan type stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? You're doing fine how you were doing it before. But
Yo, because it's easy money.
that's a whole different conversation though. That's like a Quest for Player 2
It really
conversation.
is. Yo, JD, if you want to be a sexy Snorlax, you can definitely do that. Like, I've seen that one dude dress up as like Sailor Moon and Faye, the guy that's kind of banned from a lot of conventions. But you can do you. We are body positive. We have no body shaming here at the Illuminerdi. We accept everyone, except for you, like racists, and there's a couple other people out there that we probably wouldn't accept you. But everyone else, everyone else, we are generally accepting. You be your sexy Snorlax.
All right. Well, I have got to wrap this out because I've got to go get ready for our Star Trek Discovery show coming up here in about 25 minutes. I still need to make the event for that, so you guys will get notified when we go live. Last thoughts, last words.
Trick or treat.
All right. Happy Halloween, everyone. You're always watching. Is this how we're gonna end it?
Sure. I need to find the button here. All right. I will see you guys in about 25 minutes, and I will see you guys in a week.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.